We've been talking about it all morning. The Justice Department is considering moving the trials of the suspected 9/11 co-conspirators out of Manhattan as opposition seems to grow about their existence there and that trial taking place there. Joining us outside the federal courthouse over in Lower Manhattan, where they will have those trials if they indeed are on track to take place, WNYW reporter Catherine Craig. Catherine, where are we at today with this?
If they happen, you can expect a lot of protests from the residents who live around here and local lawmakers. At this point, though, all signs point to the terror trials happening elsewhere, not here at the federal courthouse. One woman who's in charge of a major community board down here says it is a good sign. Nothing is etched in stone right now of these trials happening here, but she said at least the door is open for them to happen somewhere else. Where they will happen, that's still up in the air. But Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the admitted mastermind of 9/11, 4 others are awaiting trial. And to their credit, federal prosecutors here have been applauded by the Attorney General, Eric Holder. He said that it was originally considered to happen here, the terror trials, because the prosecutors here are so good. They get convictions in terror-related cases. The mayor, though, at first he supported it, but Mike Bloomberg, earlier this week, he said, no, we can't do this here. It would pose a logistical problem, security problems. Also, it would cost $200 million a year for these terror trials. And it's not just a one-year trial, but multi-year. Back to you.
Good job, Catherine. Thanks. The 9/11 terror trials were set to take place, as you know, in downtown Manhattan, where Catherine was standing. But now it seems the Obama administration backing away. Well, they better, according to New York Congressman Peter King. He's not only opposed to holding the trials in New York City, he thinks they should be tried in a military court and will cut off funding if they don't. New York Congressman Peter King joins us. Congressman King, I guess you're heartened by the big story today that they won't be held here, but you want to cut off funding. Why?
Absolutely. First of all, today's decision is a step in the right direction because these terrorists belong in military tribunals. They belong in a military installation. Guantanamo would be an ideal location, but there is no community in the country should have this foisted upon them. I said then, I said now, the president's decision, the attorney general's decision to hold these trials in New York, which they made back in November, was the most irresponsible decision any president has ever made. They never spoke with the police commissioner. They never spoke with the U.S. Marshals. They never spoke with the community. And to think that they could bring this trial into New York and tie up Lower Manhattan costing billions of dollars showed an administration driven by ideology, the same ideology that gave Miranda warnings to the bomber in Detroit.
And, you know, you're not talking about Republicans that are upset. You're talking Senator Schumer's off the bandwagon, Senator Gillibrand's off the bandwagon, and listen to Senator Feinstein now is not saying that we should listen to the mayor. Now, you're not going to stop there, Congressman King. You've put together legislation in the House, and you want to see the trial, the funding for any of these trials that take place in this country. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. I don't believe these trials should be held in any civilian court in the country. And, Brian, if I could say something, I don't want to be too partisan here, but where were these Democrats 2.5 months ago? Right. They were marching in lockstep behind the president. They, to me, betrayed their obligation to the people of New York. They didn't open their mouth until 1 or 2 days ago when they saw the election results in Massachusetts.
Well, that's true, and now you have even Gerald Nadler who's against it. But in the meantime, Senator Vitter's got something moving. You got something moving through the House. Yeah. In the end, not only don't you want to see it in New York, you want to see it in a military tribunal. And as Senator Lindsey Graham said, that's what you work so hard to get passed through the Supreme Court. So you have a system. Let's see if we can use it.
We have it. Absolutely.
Congressman King, have a nice weekend. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Brian, you too. And I'll find out what happened in your neighborhood, okay?
Yeah, which I did. I woke up to the screaming sirens this morning, about 25 people, 25 different cop cars. So Congressman King, my congressman, will be working on that. Congressman, thanks so much.
I'll check it out.
All right.
Okay, Brian, thank you.
Don't look at me. I'm innocent. I was just up. My hair was still wet. Meanwhile, straight ahead.